Hi, this is Amy from friEdTechnology, and today we're going to learn some new things maybe about project-based learning and hopefully answer the question, am I doing it right? Project-based learning can be confusing, so let's talk about it for a minute, maybe more. There are a lot of different teaching methodologies that follow along a continuum. Most of them have constructivist elements, and that's really important. Constructivist means basically that learners learn while doing. Teachers help students to construct their knowledge rather than reproduce facts, as opposed to learn and then do, which is generally the model of doing projects. One of the biggest elements of project-based learning that both teachers and students struggle with is students leading more of the learning and teachers becoming the guide on the side, and I bet that's a term you've heard. This is impossible without building responsibility among learners and fostering the proper classroom environment. But back to our point and what you may be asking yourself, am I doing this right? Well, I don't know for sure, but I would ask you to think about the answers to these questions. Are your students engaged? Here's what it means to be engaged. The learner finds personal meaning and value in the work. The learner persists in the work even though a lower standard might be negotiated. So even though I already maybe earned a B, I'm going to keep going because I'm really into this. The learner volunteers his or her own resources like time, effort, and attention. So maybe I go home and I keep working on this because I'm so interested in it. That's real engagement. Another thing you might want to ask yourself, am I becoming the guide on the side? Are students asking each other questions instead of me? Are they finding information independently? Are they becoming more independent in their learning? Are they learning in a new way? One sign that things may be going your way is that you might be getting some pushback, and that can be a good thing. For example, maybe a student has complained, I'm doing too much work. My students used to say that to me all the time, and I secretly, inwardly smiled when they said that because I thought, well, that's how it should be. The person who is getting the most out of this is going to be the person doing the most work in this situation. If I'm working more than my students, that's a problem. Another question you might want to ask, is anyone uncomfortable doing things a new way? That can be a sign of significant change. A thing I saw happen in my own classroom when I moved toward more constructivist learning environments was students asking, Miss Mayer, can't we just do a worksheet instead? Worksheets were comfort food for them. So even though when they first came into my classroom, they probably would have said they hated worksheets, when I tried to get them to learn in a new way, they found that that was actually their more comfortable way of learning. But here's the thing. The child who can do the worksheet doesn't need it, and the child who needs it can't do it. Think about that for a minute. Some more signs you're probably doing it right. Are you working more on providing scaffolding and working with small groups than on providing whole group messages? That's a good sign. Are you starting to replace traditional learning models? Instead of stopping class to do PBL or having a certain day that you do PBL, that's a good sign you're moving toward more constructivist learning processes. Are your students learning while doing instead of learning first and then doing? That is the best sign of all. The final message of this video is there are no PBL police. If instruction is working and students are learning, your students are engaged, then you're doing it right. So hats off to you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new or maybe found out you're doing something right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.